The therapist will determine when your child is ready for gritty food textures. You can make this with a food processor or mini chopper so you can control the texture. Gritty foods feel grainy or sandy when you rub them between your fingers. Examples of how the grit should feel are regular applesauce, not chunky, or cooked instant cream of wheat. The grit should be uniform in size, with food particles about 1/16 of an inch, with even pieces throughout the puree. Foods appropriate for making gritty textures are peaches, pears, fruit cocktail, carrots, green beans, macaroni and cheese, and canned pasta in tomato and cheese sauce, because these stay at the same texture and smoothness whether they are heated or cooled. Foods that do not lend themselves to be made into a gritty texture are thicker purees, such as starchier foods. Gritty texture foods consist of 75% puree and 25% texture. For an example of how to achieve this, let's use 75 grams of pureed carrots mixed with 25 grams of chopped carrots. In other words, use 3/4 of pureed food and 1/4 of the chopped food. The gritty food particles are held together with a base smooth puree binder. You can review the segment on making smooth purees for more information. Foods that need a base puree are green beans, carrots, and macaroni and cheese. Foods that don't require a base puree are fruits such as pears, peaches, and fruit cocktail, and pasta in tomato and cheese sauce. These can be made gritty with 100% particles and no binder. For our demonstration here, we'll use 2 foods to prepare 2 dishes of gritty textures: a canned pasta in a tomato and cheese sauce, and canned carrots in a food processor or mini chopper. The first step is to wash your hands and clean your food preparation surfaces. First, we'll prepare the canned spaghetti in cheese and tomato sauce. Cover the blades of the chopper or food processor with the food. Begin pulsing. The number of pulses needed will vary depending on your food processor or chopper. Generally, for peaches, 25 pulses. For pears, 25 to 30. Fruit cocktail, 30 to 40. Green beans and carrots, 20. And be sure to mix these with puree. Macaroni and cheese, 25, and also mix with puree. Pasta in tomato and cheese sauce, 30 to 40 pulses. Do a 1-second count per pulse. If you are using this same food processor, you can use this guide for the number of pulses needed to create the gritty texture. Use your rubber scraper to scrape down the sides of the food processor after every 5 pulses. Make sure food is not stuck under the blades and that all pieces are uniform in size. After processing, the result should be very small particles that are all the same size, like with regular applesauce. Next, let's prepare carrots in a gritty texture. The pieces must be held together by a smooth puree so that when you rub the food between your fingers, it should feel like sand. We have previously prepared a smooth puree of carrots in a blender. We will add canned carrots we've prepared in a mini chopper. Remember, the formula for gritty texture is 3/4 smooth puree, so 3/4 of the pureed canned carrots plus 1/4 of the chopped carrots. Gritty texture foods can be easily swallowed due to the slippery or more spreadable texture in the mouth. Remember to clean your equipment after preparing the food. This concludes the segment on gritty purees. Feel free to watch it again.